When you've got the opportunity, you've got to seize the day. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 epic WWE Money in the Bank cash-ins. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at the times when wrestlers successfully gave up their briefcase to win the World Heavyweight Championship. Number 10, Randy Orton. After the brilliant match that was Cena vs Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam, fans were jubilated. We all looked forward to seeing what his title run would hold, and then Randy Orton entered the scene. In a huge turn of events, the guest referee of the match, Mr. Stephanie McMahon's husband, delivered a pedigree to the war-torn champion, leaving him open for Orton to bring home the goods. The moment tore the belt from poor D-Bry's hands just when he had reached the pinnacle, setting the scene for one of the greatest Wrestlemania victories in history, which was totally the plan from the start, right Trips? Number 9, The Miz. Miz Mania was sweeping the WWE during 2010 for some reason, and the company saw fit to give him the Money in the Bank briefcase. So one night on Raw, after Randy Orton put his belt on the line against Wade Barrett, who totally should have won the match by the way, Miz saw his opportunity to strike. Try as he might, Orton just couldn't fend off the challenger, and a new champion was crowned. A less than stellar title reign would follow, but it was a pretty neat moment either way. Number 8, Kane. During his 2010 run, Kane had somewhat of a rebirth, and the results were downright terrifying. Suddenly becoming a credible threat again, he blasted through the competition and picked up the Money in the Bank along the way. But after Rey Mysterio successfully put away Jack Swagger, the Big Red Machine didn't give us much time to dwell on when his inevitable challenge would come along, delivering a devastating tombstone and marking the first time that someone cashed in their briefcase the same night they won it. Number 7, Sheamus. When Sheamus won the briefcase, most of us could not care less. Some of you may argue that this wasn't even that good of a cash-in, but you have to throw some appreciation on the fantastic scene we were presented with. Streamers falling from the ceiling, dramatic as if like rain, a victorious new champion celebrating, and one nasty Irishman ready to pounce. It was bloody Kino wrestling, cinematic perfection. Also, keeping the belt off Roman is always a good thing. Number 6, CM Punk. Though Punk had 2 cash-ins, we've got to admit the second one had the most gravity to it. Following a landscape ladder match between Jeff Hardy and the Rated R superstar, Punk's music echoed around the arena and fans were stunned, tearing the belt from the victorious Hardy's hands and creating a moment of uncertainty for the fans who didn't know whether to boo or cheer. It was the start of the straight edge superstar's heel run and a huge turning point in his career. Number 5, Dean Ambrose. With Shield brothers Roman and Seth already WWE champions, we were getting pretty worried for Dino. And then relief came in the form of a golden briefcase. After an awesome match between his buddies, with Seth surprisingly winning back the belt he never lost, Dean delivered the dirtiest of deeds, finally getting revenge for their long-running feud. Coolest part being that it meant that all 3 members of the Shield had held WWE Championship gold on the same night. Number 4, Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler was on top of the world in 2013, and the future couldn't look brighter. Kind of heartbreaking when you look at him now, but still. Poor Del Rio was hobbling after his match with Jack Swagger, and Dolph Ziggler certainly took advantage, battering it to the best of his ability. Del Rio fought back as much as he could, but just couldn't come back from a picture-perfect zigzag. Yeah, the cash-in was pretty by the books, but what this win holds over others is the absolutely electric crowd it had. The crowd just couldn't get enough of every second of it. Number 3, Rob Van Dam. The second ever Money in the Bank cash-in truly stands as unlike any other. Instead of taking advantage of a weakened Cena, RVD brought him into his yard for ECW One Night Stand. There, in front of a sea of bloodthirsty fans, RVD and Cena put on a great match, closing with Edge making a surprise appearance and Rob claiming victory on his own turf. It's a shame his run was cut short, but at least his victory will go down in history. Number 2, Edge. You can't beat the original. Well, almost. When Edge was walking around with an ominous briefcase, most of us admittedly had no idea what the Money in the Bank really meant, but this scene certainly sent the message across. John Cena was just successful in the Elimination Chamber and visibly battered, and then Edge passed that weird briefcase to Mr. McMahon. It took everyone by surprise and became the standard that most cash-ins try to live up to. And yes, though his second cash-in was pretty neat, we all know it was just an emergency. Number 1, Seth Rollins. When it comes to MITB cash-ins, none reach the scale of this one. As Roman Reigns fought valiantly against Brock Lesnar, much to the chagrin of fans, we were picking our brains at what the best case scenario would be here. And then our saviour, CrossFit Jesus, entered the scene, inserting himself into the main event, delivering a brain-busting curb stomp, winning the title, and sending the crowd home happy. It's the stuff of WrestleMania legends, and it's all thanks to that handy little briefcase.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.